Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. But I want to bring your attention to a show that I'm going to be having tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I'm encouraging all of you, those of you that are listening to this video, to tune in tonight, because perhaps this might be some of the reason why we have all of the mess that is going on in our own country. Because you have to listen to these things. These things, the trouble we've been having in Liberia didn't start overnight. These are things that's been happening from time to time. There are those who came before us, past generation, failed to recognize these things, and will continue to repeat them, because we ourselves have not yet able to recognize and see if these things can be rectified, so that this country, beautiful country of ours, can be built just by our hands as Liberian. It doesn't matter who you are at this point. Concord country, it doesn't even exist anymore. We're all one another. We're all one country, one people. But if we do not understand why these things are happening to us, we're most likely not going to be able to find solution. So I ask you tonight to join me.
Yet, how does one begin to help people who swim on their own flooded streets to voting booths to vote incompetent criminals back into office?
Yes, that is a big question we all have to answer. How do you help people who will go to the voting booth swimming in their own flooded streets just to vote people in offices who are incompetent? And those incompetent people that are being voted in offices will also appoint people who are also incompetent. So this is like a big deal. How do we help our brothers and sisters to make sure that their voting rights are utilized effectively? They have the voting cards. They must be told how important their voting cards are to all of us. And so I'm saying, those of us that have this platform, this is not time for hate. You don't come into this because you hate. You must do all you can to educate the voters themselves, how important their voting cards are. Because if their vote our leaders being able to do what is right for our people. Join me this evening as I try to explore this particular question and many more that will be coming. Join me this evening at 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific, where we will take on this question and be able to see how much we can go. With your help, we, the Liberian people, will be able to educate our brothers and sisters that have the right to vote whoever they want, but they must do so with responsibility. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much.
C'est autissement, encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique a pas bloqué yo. Quand il va Sylvie, il a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique a pas bloqué, t'as mon bien de moi avec moi nous deux. En somme on va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à mon moyen, on s'abat des frères moi dit quoi. Toi, là le yo.
Doing anything that people get to amend it. And with me from 2005 to date, we're all doing anything. I've done something. Trust me. I'll be re-elected. You understand? So you don't need to fight. You don't need to destroy your country. You don't need to even condemn your country. You have to be inspired, peacefully, and then convince the people, persuade people. Politics is about persuasion. And it's about what you have done for your people. I have done so much that I don't need pay for. You know why I don't need pay for? Because Liberians love me and they promoted me when I was on a soccer page. You know what I'm saying? And they were proud to be Liberian when I was on the soccer page. And I've done my best for my country. I'm a former peace ambassador. It doesn't matter what people say, I'm on record.
Ìyàwó abẹ́lá lókè yóò níbi tó jọba yìí níbi tó yànba máa ti sùnmọ̀ pé yóò máa jẹ́ jíjí wọ́n pè sàmẹ́ fọ́sí o sí ti kọ́nẹ́. L'animateur Choco Noska Yasen de Toyebi l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito Aniche les vieux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, and largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have road? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities in the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about putting road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
But we'll prosecute and will confiscate assets that people steal and acquire by illicit means. I often say that in Liberia, when people get caught, they send their wife, they send their children, they send their relatives, whatever, to come and beg. I'm saying the Liberian people, don't come and beg. You know, don't come and tell me, oh, stand to help you get elected. He talked nice about you on the radio station. Now he's stealing, so forgive him. Stanley should have known when he was stealing that we're going to punish him. So there's going to be consequences. That's the first thing. Then we have to make sure we're paying people a living wage. So we did the arithmetic, we did the math in 2017 that when you look at policeman's salary or healthcare worker's salary or teacher's salary, by the middle of the month, the money finished. By the time they pay rent, they buy food, they pay the children to eat, and of course, they're not going to starve, right? So the policeman will pull you over, the teacher will accept bribe to change grades.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Liberia Public Radio, of course. Thank you for tuning in. Please share this video, share as much as you can. We appreciate it. My president. You see that man, Liberia, can't beg to come be president of the Republic of Liberia. Honorable J.J. Dennis here's watching us. Thank you, Mr. President. We appreciate it. We always appreciate you. Whatever you are, we appreciate you. Thank you. Folks, again, Samson to Liberia Public Radio. I want to thank you very much. Please share this video. Share as much as you can. We're going to be rocking it in here tonight. The interview yesterday, the interview was so wonderful. People were calling, even some friends from work were calling me, wanting to know who is this young man. I'm not sure if I want Congolese, but asking, are you sure he's from Liberia? Of course, Sese Goya is from Liberia. What do you mean by that? You want to borrow him, Congolese? You want to borrow him, but please, we're not borrowing that man out. We will get him ourselves, and we need player. So a good player will put you on the field. But anyway, folks, safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. We want to thank you for us and for everyone else. My Lord, because of you, we are here. We ask you, forgive us if we have done wrong to other people, as we will forgive them if they've done wrong to us as well. My Lord, please guide us. Give us wisdom. Election is in Liberia. We put all of the country, in the entire country and its populations, whether be in Liberia or abroad, we put everybody in your hand, including myself, are in your hand. The hand is too big for all of us. We appreciate it. Thank you. And because of you, we continue to do good things. You continue to bless us. I can sit here tonight and say, I'm not even going to have a show. I'll just sit here and testify, and there will not be enough time. There will not be enough time for me to sit here tonight and just tell people how good you are. My Lord, please continue with that goodness for us. We ask you to bless the leaders of the Republic of Liberia. Bless the opposition of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. Make them to understand that election, it is not war. It is about ideas. My Lord, help us all. Guide us. Guide the system. Guide those who are going to be running the system. Bless them. Bless their hands. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. We're going to ask you, my Lord, to bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Folks, I'm ready to get that. Last night, that was strictly Business, not personal thing. That business. Tonight, that politics. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. I'm not here for personal business. Business. So last night I had director of math, Minneapolis School District. Yeah, math director. And this young man, I'm an engineer, so I want to probably all know now. I ain't got to hide it. And to be an engineer, especially civil, you got to do a lot of math. I've been doing math from the time I know myself. From the time I say, yeah. They say, well, I say, my new sensing. They say, okay, what math? I say, I don't know. But on a very serious note, all these years that I've been teaching my kids math, I've even gone to school as well to teach. But all these times that I do area under the curve, I've done differentiation, I've done calculus to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you can think. I'm not a mathematical major now, so I have my limit. But the point is, all these times I've been doing this, I never thought of math in Crown dialect until last night. Until last night. It is unbelievable what this young man did to me yesterday. As young as he is able to open the old man's mind so much that when after the show, I started counting in Crown again. And I realized the way he was counting, the sound might be different, but the interpretation is, my goodness. We want people in our control. One. The same way we can count, that the same way the normal people can count. When you go 10, sometimes I think he said boué, something like that. But when you say 20, you say cuirason, 2 hands. 30, 3 hands. 40, 4 hands. 4 hands and 1. My goodness. So if I can go to Town and teach the children in Crown how to do these math addition, they will love math. My people, yeah, say you spoil me. You spoil me. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But anyway, it's not about that. I just want to show, that's what we do here on LPR. When we have our own, who is very good at things, we promote him and make sure other people let them see what we got so they can be jealous. And Kugoli was telling me, hey, you sure he's a librarian? Of course he's a librarian. Of course, because he's young. What make you think, you think all librarians just like me, old man like me? No. You got some real young, you got fun, but there are some fun librarian young men. Of course, I'm young. But I got two in a hole. I'm young and I'm fine. See? And they feel a fine. They feel a fine. Who are you to tell me say my face not fine? You tell me now you Merito or Brownto to tell me say my face not fine. I beg you, man, fine, please sit down there. Samson, folks. I just want to have fun with you guys here again tonight. So let's start the program. Interesting thing is happening in Liberia. I had my couch there. I said the factor, Prince Johnson factor with Unity Party. I truly believe that if Unity Party, Honorable Bakai, Ambassador Bakai, and Honorable Cone don't tell Prince Johnson the farm play to sit down, it's going to be their election to lose. Because watch the video that I've been seeing on Facebook, on social media today. Ambassador Bakai coming from Ghana, and people dancing all over. And that made CDC now, CDC, the other people did not put that one thing I love about CDC, my people, they quit to put their foot in your mouth, and they did it again. They did it. They say, the man say, don't get the count show CCTV, whatever they show it from the airport. And what kind of people that? The airport for all of us, the camera over there, those are privacy. You gonna go show it? The old man came by. He came by, he said, look at me, I know a safe person. The people were dancing. Oh man, you not say, yeah. You not say, we'll go. You not. This is what it's. Whether you're sick or you're not sick, or we will make you president. You say you're not sick, we will make you president. You die, you not die, we make you president. When the children start singing that kind of song, you're done. CDC, you're done. Oh, yeah. But anyway, it's not about that. We have problem in our camp. We have little problem in our, not little, is big. And folks, I'm going to go there. Yes, I'm going to go there. Prince Johnson has done these things over and over and over. And there's nobody pushing back on him. He started that. Those of you, and sorry, my brothers and sisters, I just have to bring this up. The Doe video from the beginning, Prince Johnson went to the barracks and made people to believe that he was for peace. And even had Doe telling his own people, nobody touch him. Nobody touch him. Because if man came over on his side, that means he's out for peace. And Doe himself seriously wanted peace in our country. He didn't want anything to continue and the people die. So, but when Prince Johnson went back to the barracks and they turned the video back on him, I mean, when he went back across the bridge, listen to what he was saying. He will walk here to me. That the same thing again. This one is not killing though. Prince Johnson needs to be told. Yes. There are two things here. And you will say, Samson, you're talking both sides of your mouth. So big deal. Prince Johnson loved NIMBA County. There's no question asked. And Prince Johnson seriously always seeking the interest of NIMBA, except to the detriment of the rest of us. NIMBA County is not Liberia. Being a senator of NIMBA County is an opportunity for you to do good for all of us, Senator Johnson. It's not just NIMBA. When I'm driving, I drive through NIMBA. I grew up in Bapa. I have friends. NIMBA people saved my life. So I'm not here to bash NIMBA. When I came in this country, I was in a NIMBA man's house. They know that. So I have no reason to bash NIMBA. But the point here is this. For Prince Johnson to say NIMBA must be number one at all times, it's unacceptable. NIMBA must be number one, but carry along with those who you want them to be number one, number two, number three. All of them, they should be part of your conversation. But instead, Prince Johnson continued to promote at the detriment of the rest of the country. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Whatever. I don't know Prince Johnson's voice. It's unacceptable. Truly unacceptable. So Prince Johnson was the same Prince Johnson who told us that President Weah was to be elected. There will be war. No war yet. But the point that I'm making here, the bigger point that I'm making here, folks, is that Prince Johnson must be told. And I've been on this show here. Many of you who follow me, I've been saying here, I can't just get up and accuse Prince Johnson. Of course, he was responsible for the death of my brother, Robert too. That's for sure. But how did we get there? That's the question I want every one of us to continue to ask when we're accusing Prince Johnson of war crime or whatever. How did he get there? Did he just get up one morning and look over the Atlantic Ocean behind the barrel and say, "Oh, man, the sea breathed too hard. I went for a war"? Is that how it happened? No. What's about Dr. Bully? My own big brother. How did he get there? When Dr. Bully came to Liberia, I was there at the Ministry of Education. The very first day he started working, I was there. It was because of Dr. Bully. It is because of Dr. Bully that I am who I am today. Because of his educational process that I saw may need to go back to school and take school business serious. Intelligent. Who want a good life for his people as well. How did he get there? Did he just get and say, I went for a war? No. But it's not about the war. It is not about the war. Because if we're all going to sit here and blame one person or another about the war, then we have to blame ourselves as well. Because many of us, although we didn't take gun and shoot people, but we all participate in it. What are you, as long as you are of age, you participate because you're from Liberia. No one is unscathed with this war in Liberia. But it's not about the war. Prince Johnson must think. NIMBA first, yes, I agree with him. But that's his job, and that should be his job. But you must also know that NIMBA is not isolated. NIMBA is part of Liberia, and if NIMBA going to be number one, someone should be promoted as well through you, Prince Johnson, that these people or this group or this county will be number two. But you're not doing that. You want NIMBA to win at all costs. We're not fighting war anymore. You've been in the Senate over there for a very long time. And you've been pushing NIMBA agenda. Good. I appreciate that. But you do it overboard. Because NIMBA is part of Liberia. You got some NIMBAians all over the country in different counties. So you can't just say NIMBA counties must be the only county. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. So, okay, Terry, just bear with me a little bit. Let me just wrap my tabata all here and I'll bring you on, my young man. Thank you. This is unacceptable. If you're going to do these things, it's unacceptable. And if somebody already said this is a wrong, the video, the recording, those were pieces of recording that were, okay. I know Prince Johnson, if that's what it is, I'm saying if, but I'll play the audio anyhow. So Prince Johnson, there's an audio out there that's saying he must promote NIMBA. And NIMBA will win. The old man is old. So if Dr. Weah and his people take that audio and start running with it, we're gonna have a problem. Because there are other people in other counties that might say, oh, is that what these people have in mind? And then what? Let me play this. It's gonna be my opening. Let me play it. Welcome, Samson to LeBron Public Radio. I want you to listen to this. And if it's not Prince Johnson, if somebody make it up, so be it. Then we thank God that it's not. But if it is truly Prince Johnson, unacceptable, and he must, Honorable Kuhn, Ambassador Baka, must distance himself from him as much as possible. Specifically, you don't have to distance yourself all the way, but you must distance yourself with this kinds of statement. Honorable Kuhn have to come out. Even if it is not Prince Johnson, these people must come out and deny it and tell us that this is not the recording of Senator Johnson. And if it is Senator Johnson recording, this Honorable Kuhn, Senator Kuhn will have to come out and say, this is not why I was asked to be the vice president. My job is to assist Ambassador Baka to achieve the goals of Ambassador Baka to move Liberia from one point to another. Let me play this, and you'll see why I'm saying what I'm saying here tonight.
If you make the man disgrace, or it will be good for you. When you turn to the man against our prayer for you to produce vice president, the old man is old. He take Kuhn to be vice president. When we win, then that Kuhn will be doing the job for you. Can he go everywhere? No. But I want you to be careful. We are fighting for NIMBA country to take the lead, and NIMBA will win in the name of Jesus. Basa with us, Bapolu with us, bombing with us, Lofa with us, Bon country with us. What is your problem? Then you on the radio on me. Hey, my brother, what I do?
All right.
You gotta change because you alone, your voice cannot cover the whole berege. We're fighting for you. Equals our mama. NIMBA will win. Abio bato. Abo meka pebe akokarozie. Kwaze ido ubong, and we did it. We are fighting for you. We're begging you people. If you make the man disgrace, or it will be good for you. When you turn to the man against our prayer for you to produce vice president. The woman is old. He take Kun to be vice president. When we win, then that Kun will be doing the job for you. Can he go everywhere?
So, once again, if this statement, if this audio is a fake, then I say, thank God that we're in good hands. But if it is, as diabolical as it is, as heinous as it is, as devious as it is, if it is true, then people around Ambassador Bakai must distance themselves, truly distance themselves. Because even if Ambassador Bakai is old, that doesn't mean anything. And I will tell you, I'll do the flip side here very quickly. People know Prince Johnson history. They know, Prince Johnson lived in Liberia since the war. People know him. People know things he does around from here and there. So people are quite aware of it. But do you really believe that Ambassador Bakai and the people from Lofa County, they don't know what they're doing? Ambassador Bakai being old and they're bringing in young people, you don't think they have some sort of a checkmate somewhere waiting? You think NIMBA Kande, Prince Johnson, you think Omen Bakai will let a Kun steamroll they watch him call and be president? And the Lofa people will allow that? NIMBA County has some of the brilliant people in Liberia. NIMBA County has the ability to win election outright. Why do you want to come through the back door? This is not the character of NIMBA that I know. I'm from Toton, next door to NIMBA. Most of the time, grew up in Tapeta area. Most of the, like I said, I grew up in Wapa, all the way behind Sunny Creek. So this is not the character of NIMBA that I know, for you to want to come through the back door. Let me bring in Terry. Let him help me out here tonight. Terry, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Toe.
Thank you for joining
Thursday.
me. Thank you. Happy Thursday to you as well. I just got paid. Oh, did I say I just get paid? I hope my brother and sister didn't. I said it out. I said I get paid. I said they just got paid. You hear me? I said they just got paid. I say I get paid. I get paid. Your mother call me. I beg her. What you mother with?
They will have to call you.
No, but thank you for joining us. Thank you. We appreciate it. Have you listened to the audio?
Yeah, I listened to that audio.
And the audio, does it seem to you that is the voice of Prince Johnson?
Yes, that is the voice of Prince
Do
Johnson.
you think it was something that was concocted by CDC to put together to damage Prince Johnson's character?
Certainly.
What?
Because if you listen carefully to the audio, the entire story does not add up. It does not correlate. There is jumping. Prince Johnson is jumping. So it's like they take one piece of information and join it to another piece. They did the same thing the previous time. Remember, there was another audio came out, but this one is much more better than the previous one. They did a good job with this one.
So,
but the previous one,
the audio that they want the voice that's saying this man is old.
That's Prince Johnson's voice. But I do not know as to whether if it was something he said before or is something he said now. that this man is old. Because remember now, Prince Johnson has said that Ambassador Boyka is old in the past. This is not his first time saying it. So the seditionists or whosoever did that dotting, they were ready. They did it carefully this time because they found out that previously they did it before and it was very much disjointed. It exposed everything because what they did was they took some statement that Senator Prince Johnson made on Yombli Kanga Lawrence and they doctored it, they blend it. So when they brought it up, Prince Johnson went on air and he exposed it. So they went back into silence. So apparently, what they said a few days ago that Ambassador Boyka is sick, that particular propaganda did not prosper the way they expected it because Ambassador Boyka destroyed all the juice from it. So they decided to come. Take for example, for yourself now. Look at now. We were just yesterday or 2 days ago discussing about Ambassador Boyka being sick. We saw another video with Ambassador Boyka asking somebody whether if in Ghana or lady interviewing him, and he told the lady, "Do I look like I'm sick?" So they now, within a short period of time, to keep the propaganda momentum on high level, they doctor it, quickly, some kind of stuff to put it on, and that is what it is. But even if, all right, we agree that this is what Prince Johnson said, right? Or that Ambassador Boyka is old, and that Senator Kuhn will be doing all the work for him, blah blah blah, when they become president. It sounds very childish because if you look at Muhammadu Buhari from Nigeria, who served for 2 terms. I think he's older than Ambassador Boyka. In his second term, he's older than Ambassador Boyka, a couple of years. But he served 2 terms in his country, and his country went on smoothly. Prince Johnson himself is in his 70s. And Prince Johnson, we must understand, he has stepped aside from even being the senator of his party. So now it's Jeremiah Kuhn. So if we look at Ambassador Boyka, there is no way you would tell me that Jeremiah Kuhn will run Ambassador Boyka government for him. Because first of all, it was Ambassador Boyka.
Just put your thumb up and I'll bring you in.
It was Ambassador Boyka who brought the Prince Johnson. It was Ambassador Boyka who brought the Jeremiah Kuhn. It is Ambassador Boyka who brought Yombli Kanga Lawrence. It is also Ambassador Boyka who brought Mandela Cooper, Darius Dillon, all of that with his own working skills. He brought all these people who are big features, high-ranking political guys. He was able to galvanize and bring every one of them together.
Terry, let's dissect it. Mr. George, please fix your camera because we can only see half of you. Turn your camera perhaps a little bit, a little bit more to turn it towards your, I would say your right. Oh, take you down.
Yeah, don't put me on. I'm trying to watch something.
Okay, all right. So Terry, let's look at the audio here a little bit. Okay, people are saying that the Front Page Africa is not a credible newspaper, what have you. But this is not the first time that Prince Johnson has been making these, if they are true, I consider them reckless statements. However, are you saying here that this statement? Let's look at Terry. Are you with me? Yeah.
I am.
Okay. Let's look at the part where he's saying. The part where he says, "This old man is old." He picked Cohen. I'm just paraphrasing. And pick Cohen. And do you think he able to do those kinds of work? No, Cohen will be doing it. NIMBA must win. Can you provide? Because in order for me to, if Prince Johnson made this statement, in order for me to accept that perhaps it was different than people are put. What would be the context on this? What would be the reason behind that? What would be the? Can you set it up to for me here? You don't speak Gyo, do you?
No, I don't. I'm from Maryland.
Okay, so but he spoke some Gil, which I don't speak Gil anyhow. But I'm gonna ask my Gil. I got 565 wives. I will ask my 565th wife from Gil to interpret that for me. No, but on a very serious note, what would be the context? Can you provide something here that at least?
Well, these are all political strategies and political statements. All right, you're trying to convince somebody from on the other side who is a Gil man. Obviously, you have to tell him something that will cause him to say, "Okay, I agree to come on board." And the best way you feel that you can say it is, "Oh, my man, you all forget about this plenty thing, talking, lashing at me. You know, they pape, oh, Kun will be the one running the government." Maybe that will appeal to the person he's trying to win. You know, first of all, you got to look at the category of person he was talking to. That's why he put it in a dialect. So I don't see anything, you know, obviously people have to put something out there to run with it. But like I was saying, right? Do you see Ambassador Boyka to be like somebody that is going to run the government for him? This is the same thing people say about Joel Howard Taylor coming to be vice president to President Weah. People said that Joel Howard Taylor have connection with her husband or Charles Taylor. There's a possibility that there could be some overthrow in the government. People said that before President Weah became president. But today we see that she's more loyal to President Weah than any other person. So obviously this particular match will cause a serious confusion with the opposition, with the ruling party people, because Jeremiah Kun is a formidable candidate. Look at what the man doing in NIMBA County here in Prince Johnson. Obviously, you expect for me, I expected for a huge propaganda to come out ever since. I think to me this thing is belated. And what amazed me was it does not have that much substance. If you had said to me, if the tip has said, if Prince Johnson were claiming that we are going to be president, if you know, then I would say this is fearful. But obviously, a vice president, a VP, is a vice president in waiting. Right now, if anything happened to President Weah, that Joel Howard Taylor will become president. It's obvious. Whoever thought, may peace be to his ashes, that Councillor Bromskin would have died? What if Councillor Bromskin would have become president? His VP, and he died, his VP would have automatically become president. That is why Ambassador Boyka chose a younger man, because it is obvious that anything could happen to him, or anything could happen to anybody who become president. You could die in a plane crash. You could have an accident and die. You could get sick and something happened to you, they rush you to the hospital. It happens all the time. So like Sonny Abacha in Nigeria. So should we say that, what Prince Johnson, should we say because of that, so as a result, you know, Ambassador Boyka shouldn't carry Jeremiah Kun, because if Ambassador Boyka carry Jeremiah Kun, that means Prince Johnson will be the next president for Liberia? I still don't get it. So I think, in my own opinion, that propaganda is very cheap, and the worst of all is disjointed. If you listen to it carefully, I would like for you to play it again. You will find out that the man leaving from a whole discussion and talking something different. So it's like to say they join the tape. They take information from one place to another, cut and paste, and put it together and dish it out to the public. Okay. Which is not bad, because obviously the CDC-led government or whosoever doing this, they have to have some kind of propaganda to run with.
Okay. All right. Okay. I was trying to call Carter here. All right. Thank you. I mean, and that's what I love to have you here, because I also were, not that I was doubting, but I was a little bit taken back. You think, is that okay? Let me take this call. Carter, good evening. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Are you in a position to talk, to participate, or you're busy right now? Should I call you back?
No, I can talk now.
Okay. All right. You been listening?
Yeah, I've been listening.
Okay.
And I've been texting and things,
Right.
but I just wanted to make some clarity.
Okay, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Tu, and thanks to Terry too for joining you. And you know the thing about it, people think that they can make audio, and we all have seen, and we all can even I can fix audio and put them together, and that's how we make video. Those were various clips. If you even see where he said NIMBA will win, that was a statement from the county lead that he put there. And another one when he was not 2017, the one he said the old man was old. Those were all old clips. They just put pieces together and acted like it was a communication between them. When you listen to it, you will see the disconnect in the various clips. We would do it, we know how we do it. And when at the moment I listened to it, I knew how it was done. You think how people make video? They put various clips together and how the video is made, and that's what exactly they did. How would a man be talking about this man? Kun will be the next one. Then quickly you go, NIMBA will win. How possible is that? Well, I just want for the Liberian people to be very careful when they see this kind of thing, when they hear this kind of thing. Those are just false and misleading information they're putting out there. I know that Prince Johnson sometimes talk recklessly, but those are just very clips that they just put together to people.
But do you will you sympathize for many Liberians perhaps who are on the fence line, knowing the history of Prince Johnson? So will you sympathize with those people feeling, even myself, or trying to say, well, maybe, that kinds of stuff? Will you not sympathize with our feeling on this here as well?
I know people are not aware of some of these things. Those were things that happened, and we all know we got affected. And when people see some of these things, they think about the past, and that's why they did it the way they did it. And it took me a time. I had to listen to the tape 2 or 3 times, then I knew what it was. Because if you even listen to the statement, they are not connecting at all. You're talking one thing, then you go look, the topic change again and get to another one. So listen to it, Mr. Tu. It takes somebody to just listen. Because for me, the reason why I easily grabbed it was because I know sometimes I do it. Because sometimes we women, we make video of ourselves, and sometimes we do recording of ourselves. I cut it quick.
Okay.
So another one. So listen to it, you will know there is disconnect.
All
you
right.
Just collect another clip and put them together. That's why it is, Mr. Tu.
Okay.
Honestly, thank you for allowing me to make my contribution.
Well, thank you very much. That's what we need. We need many of you that perhaps have some little idea or even more idea on this to try to disabuse us. And I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Please don't hesitate to call back if you have good sitting position. But thank you very much. All right. That's Kato Bananyat, one LPR star here as well. Terry, let me come back to you. And I think with your explanation, okay, Mr. George. Mr. George, when you're ready, just put your thumb up. Okay. Let me bring Mr. George in. Yeah, but you got to turn the okay, there we go. You're in the middle now. Okay. All right. Let me go to Mr. Josh. Okay. Walter Carter, just hold on 1 minute. Mr. Josh, good evening. Thank you for joining us. I know you've been listening, and I know perhaps you have already listened to the tape yourself. What do you make of it if you have listened to it before?
Mr. Tu, the problem is one who suppose somebody, we don't see anything wrong with them. I hear people saying the tape of doubted. But can they show me when Prince George made a statement about Henry Costa being pushed aside? I mean, Yomli Ganga being pushed aside, Henry Costa being pushed aside, and he worked on it for 5 months. What is that old audio that is connecting to that? Where is it? People talk to people that they say they are the only people that have idea or monopoly over this knowledge. This man called a local city mayor. Let us show me that other tape that Prince Johnson was speaking to or City Mayor before. So that's the clip they added there. Where's that clip? This man said anything to this mayor. He begging him. You're bashing me all the time on the radio. Where's that other clip? But people come, that's a strategy they have. They say, oh, we'll say it was adapted.
So you do believe that this is authentic?
I just gave you the reason. I just put in issue of that they can bring those tips. Like when Prince Johnson had a press conference, that he said, oh, Henry Costa, I mean, Yomi Kanga will push aside. And Henry Costa will push aside. It took him 5 months to get Jeremiah Kun at this point. Where is that tip? Because that's a tip they will extract from.
Okay, but let me ask you then: if this tape is authentic, what do you make of it?
That's what I'm
let us don't have the debate as to whether let's just assume that what you're saying is quite correct, that is authentic. What do you make of it?
What the Liberian people should think twice. What Prince Johnson said that he's not lying. That's fact he said. But the question is, if the Liberian people said that what they want, fine. But they must be very careful. Prince Johnson is unsanctioned. He's unsanctioned. And I have said it before on this platform. Now you cannot separate Prince Johnson from Jeremiah Kun. Because he was the one who made Jeremiah Kun senator. He was the one, according to him, he made other women work hard for Jeremiah Kun to be picked by former Vice President Joseph Boakai as VP. How many times have you ever heard since Jeremiah Kun was nominated? I don't want to go back, but since he was nominated, Prince Johnson had made some regular statement. How many times have you seen Jeremiah Kun ever disassociated with Prince Johnson? How many times?
Okay. All right.
So for people to say the tape was adapted, yeah, that's a deflection. That's the way they want to put it. But that tape is real. And some of our concern, we know the role that Prince Johnson played. And you were talking about this and that, this and that. Mr. Otto, it's not the issue what you were talking there. What it is at hand now. That's what we should be talking about. We know how they walk in. We all participated. But we see that there are certain people who they certainly must be accountable. So there's no justification when someone made reckless statement and we should say, oh yes, saying we all participated. That's okay.
Now, one thing I label you. When you read it for a liberal, it's like the liberal don't even exist. My goodness.
You get Terry all the time to talk. Why you don't want to give my time? Because
okay, go ahead. I don't want no trouble tonight.
So these are the issues we should be addressing. That people should think twice. That is a plan of Prince Johnson. NIMBA must be put first. And if NIMBA is being put first, then what happened to the rest of the country?
Okay.
Because I mean,
okay, let me bring in CDC.
What happened to the other countries? What happened to the other countries?
Okay, we'll come to you. Let me bring in.
Let me just. This is a very dangerous precedent. We're going back to it again, and this is what Prince Johnson. They are all planning.
Okay.
Jeremiah Kun would be the one who will be running the show.
Okay. All right, Cutter, good position area to talk with no noise. Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. I just turned on the show and I heard Sis Cotto putting a spin on what is not true about the audio or all of the audio that came out. You don't have to doubt or join any video to want to frame Prince Johnson. All the tapes that Prince Johnson has been talking about Joseph Boakai, all the tapes that Prince Johnson went on and accused President we are trying to bloody kill him. All the tape that he put all together that Nima Kante is this Nima Kante time. Nobody can stand before Nima Kante to host the president and or the vice president in the country. He said all those things. When the Unity Party will be and said we'll have that mind to say, wow, we made a mistake. It is true. What is going on? When they will question Prince Johnson, are they desperate for this old man to become president of Liberia at the expense of Liberian people's stability? Are they that desperate? Hearing all that they have heard from Prince Johnson.
But let me push back on this here. Hold on. This is Liberian public. You know the rules. Let me push back on this. Are you suggesting, even if it is true, that whatever that we heard tonight, that's the voice of Prince Johnson, is he not a Liberian? Is he not capable of running Liberia? Why you want to make him into a Buku man that people should be afraid of him? Why is that he's a Liberian? So what is your point?
The fact that what he said, or to another person concerning Women Bwaga is very questionable. It's worrying. All right, it's very. It's not worrying the Unity Party people. It's worrying all of Liberia.
What is the worrisome part on that?
Oh, so you don't see nothing too? Okay.
No, hold on. No, you can't wrap it around me now. That's not going to work. I'm asking you, what is the worrisome part on the statement let's suppose that this statement is authentic, and let's suppose that this statement is in fact indeed from Prince Johnson. What on that statement, on that tape, the statement that is worrisome?
I don't want to say let's suppose. It is authentic.
Okay. When I say that, I'm saying it for myself. I'm saying but you have the right to say yes. What you think you believe is what you believe. But if that's besides the point, what's on that tape that you deem so worrisome that you're warning Liberians here tonight? What is it?
Well, I want to be very honest with you. I'm not going to buy into the Liberian people think that when Joseph Boaga win the election, Prince Johnson is going to be the de facto president. It's up to the Unity Party to accept what they want to accept. What I am saying here, if they don't have concern for the old man and they want to allow this old man to continue the route he's going, it's up to them. But what I am saying to them is
you just throw another monkey wrench into your statement. What route is he taking? But what route is be specific? Because you know the rule.
A man who said this old man live on battery, he cannot run this country. A man who fights or stand up there.
Was it not the same man who told us that if George will become president of the Republic of Liberia, that there will be a war? Is it not the same man who told us that Ambassador Weah becomes president? Gia Howard Taylor and Charles Taylor are going to run Liberia? Is it not the same man? Because it was in CDC favor at the time. You frown against him, and you have Ambassador Weah at the time holding his hands up and down the street of Ganta. You got to do better than that.
So it's a political stunt he's playing right now with all the statement he making.
So was it a political stunt? Are you saying then what happened? What statement he made before was those political stunt as well?
Mr. Toe, I'm just telling you, if it was a political stunt and you don't want to.
You know what your seditious need to do? You just stay out of it. You just stay out of it. Let this thing play out in the public. Because every time you come in to talk, then people have the right. Because the statement you're making right now, Unity Party should come out and tie this thing around CDC neck and say you people are responsible.
Prior to even the election, Prince Johnson said the only way like bro be stable is that he had Johnson selling a charter to get like Brempo get rid of it. The very Prince Johnson, but he want to see one that raise Ellen Johnson here if he won the election like P-Rock. So let me tell you something. Prince Johnson had just not start. It's not just unique to Joseph Boaga or President Weah. He has been saying the thing. He has to. His mind is for NIMBA County to one day in our country take the hand of leadership as like the president said. And instead of talking about let the NIMBA pool ride it around, or that's one like Kennedy come from NIMBA County, let like Brempo ride it around here. You want to take it the other way. You understand? Okay. That will cause disaster in our society. That's what people are afraid of right now.
Okay.
I care less. If Joseph Boaga does not, if his family people, they are not concerned about Joseph Boaga's safety with this Prince Johnson man. They want to allow.
What? You see, you can't make that. Your statement right now is reckless as well. Why would Joseph Boaga's safety have to do with Prince Johnson's statement? Can you explain?
Yes. His tender bearer right now, the Jeremiah Kuhn man, is on audio, few months, saying this old man, he cannot vote for this old man 2023 because the old man.
At that time, we are seeing the audio. I played the audio. The audio was then made 2017. And during the time President Weah was running campaign. So you see, you can't do this to us.
No, it was after 2017.
No. It was 2000. It was it. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes, he said he voted for Joseph Boakai. He supported him for Joseph Boakai win, and after 2017, winning to 2023.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Why you let the twist the thing here when the reality hit?
The point that I'm trying to make your culture is this: your sedition, you just stay out of this one. Let this thing play out with the public, and let the public make the decision. Because every time you come in, every time you come and get yourself involved,
if they go against him, they will die. Why he threatening people like that?
Who people he threatening now?
He threatening the superintendent. He threatened a lot of people that want to go against
on this tape.
On other tapes. So the person went against the person died. Other person went against the died. Other person went against the guy.
On the scene tape.
Hey man, Mr. Tobe, man, don't be.
No. I'm just asking you. Okay.
On other tapes, and he opened this talk about it on national radio.
You see, Bob, here's the thing. We're talking about specific thing, a specific time. But that's what y'all do, your sedition. Now you're going to start hauling all the bushes from Liberia now just to tie this thing. It's not going to work.
That pattern. Now you got to follow
a pattern. That now you're no pattern. Yeah, there we go. That now CDC no pattern. I like that, but I like to engage you. I like the way you people. But I really, really appreciate you guys. But you, she shouldn't do it. But you're gonna come here and put things.
I'm saying it forbidden. What he said.
Oh,
I didn't put spin on it.
Okay.
Nobody doubted nothing. He keep at the member. He said it in recent time, and that's exactly what happened when they put Ellen. He for 4 months. I know 4 or 6 months.
Kato, before you leave, let me ask you that: do you think CDC is still gonna win this election?
100%. No doubt.
Okay. All right. I just want to throw that in there before you leave. Okay. But you can call you anytime, call back anytime. You're part of the LPR family. We'll cut everybody off and bring you on. So call you anytime, including. But tonight, I'm not going to call you Aaron Bubble. I'll call you Ainamana because the politics time tonight. Yesterday was different. So, but okay, call back anytime. But thank you for your contribution so far.
Thank you so much. Terry hard for me. Okay.
Terry hearing you. Wait a minute.
And my own man.
They're all hearing you. So
I gotta put in words.
Yeah, Kato. Hi,
okay. All right, let me go back to Terry. Terry, thank you. You know, many, not just sedition, but many other Liberians that are now in the camp of Unity Party would think that you guys are trying to spin their thing in your favor. Now, I too have some sort of I'm not quite on board with the explanation that I'm getting from you, Madam Carter, as well. Because while it is true that Prince Johnson has made some regular statement before, these people must be really, really good to do what they did. And I can say perhaps I'm naive in this area, and therefore I am unable to actually identify fake audio and what have you at this point. I will do my best to educate myself on it, how and what are some of the things I need to look for to identify the fake audio. Other than that, I will depend on you and the rest of the folks to disabuse me on it. What do you make of this statement other people are making here tonight?
Really, to be honest, I don't really see comment unless I use my tablet. Then I can see comment, and I really like to do that. But so I will grab it later on. But obviously, there will be a lot of people, especially I noticed most of the people who watch this program, they are seditionists and ANC, you know, and all of that. I see only few people who really call in and support the Ambassador boycott train. But
what
to be honest,
are you suggesting that LPR is an ANC and CDC
platform? No. I'm not suggesting that. What I'm saying is, I'm saying most of the callers, most of the time that I follow the program, most of the time, most of the callers, most of the texts, they come as either seditions or ANC people.
So if we were to do a poll here on LPR, what you're suggesting then is that most of the people that are going to participate in the poll either be ANC or the sedition, and therefore if Ambassador Barker gets a low poll rating here, then that would be a reason. Am I correct?
Not that at all. But what I'm saying is, people will make comments that will be in favor of the people they support, obviously. So if you go like the last time, most of the callers which call and say Ambassador Barker was sick, he was this, he was that, most of them were either ANC or CDC. Most of them. And that is how I'm speaking from my own observation. All right. If you go back to most of the shows, you will find out that there's a sequence. But to just go directly to the issue here concerning Ambassador Barker, people need to understand something, that one of the major reasons why you see a lot of people gravitating to the ticket of Ambassador Barker and Jeremiah Kuhn was because of that pick Ambassador Barker made to take Jeremiah Kuhn. Like I said the last time, that Ambassador Barker was very wise to go for Jeremiah Kuhn, because it changed the entire campaign for Ambassador Barker. In fact, it started campaigning for him. Because Jeremiah Kuhn is a young man. Why do I say that? Is because people looking at Ambassador Barker as much older, that just in case something happened, or because Ambassador Barker said he wants one term, he said he wants only one term to set the motion for the next generation. So most of most people do not understand that. I see a lot that, this thing, I don't even see it to be a propaganda. Even those CDC people or the whosoever using it, they might use it. But people do have forgotten that when Jeremiah Kuhn's hands were lifted up by Ambassador Barker that particular day.
Hold on, Terry. Caller, you have to lower your monitor completely. Go ahead, Terry. Go ahead.
It caused an arose because people saw a younger man and the younger generation coming forth, that Ambassador Barker was not in this thing for himself. So as a result, it boosts the number. The numbers have picked up more than even before. So you got to understand that. You see, I look at the CDC people, they're talking all this. Jeremiah Kuhn said something when he on live video. He said that the CDCians have called Prince Johnson and offered him $2 million to go back and support the CDC.
They were not talking about that one.
Should we believe that? Should we also take that to and be running away? But what amazed me is that I see level-headed people using a doctored video to use it as a propaganda machinery to say to themselves that we agree that this particular information is authentic. When just a few weeks ago, there was another doctored tape of Prince Johnson, that Prince Johnson came and clarified. Nobody discussing that one. A doctored tape, almost similar to this one, was put out in the public. I hear and Pat George saying, what about the man? They mentioned Henry Costa. That is what people do on doctored tapes. They will take recent information and they add old information to it, and they compare it and put it in the public. That's what they did with Yombli Kanga Lawrence. That's what they did. Okay. They took old tape and new tape, doctored it, and put it in the public so that it can look like it's true. The only thing that will make us to understand is when Prince Johnson come out to make a statement. So what if Prince Johnson come out tomorrow and tell the Liberian people, say, I did not say that was a doctored tape? Will you believe him, or will you still believe the tape?
All right, thank you, Mr. George. Before I bring you back in, let me just take these two callers quick, and then I'll bring you back in, and then we can go on with it. Let's start with the first caller, if I can get to it, and that will be DAYN Dana. Go ahead. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name.
Listen, man, for law, I have not come on your show.
Okay.
I judge this year's election is for Omer Barker. Why am I saying this?
Yeah.
You see, Loli, how many times CDC have killed Omer Barker? How many times ANC have killed Omer Barker? You see, this is the reason why when they interviewed the Omer today or either yesterday at the airport, He said he look at me, you think I pick? You know, in a political arena, if you throw a casket in public, we the traditional people that our parents trained, and we went into that society both to respect an elderly person. If one does that, it's a bad law. You see, I have not seen in our political arena in the Republic of Liberia for a president to be booed.
Okay.
This is my first time in 4 different countries.
Thank you. We got other people. Do you try and make it brief?
Liberia. So, yeah, I will make it brief.
Yeah,
so
please.
This trip, whether the woman single, whether he not single, Liberian people will make history. Whatsoever they say about Prince Johnson, Jeremiah Kuhn is all lies. Thank you that they were at that.
Okay. Thank you. Call up your next in line. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Tool, Pat George,
That will be Ambrose.
you know, how you doing?
Oh, thank you.
You know, I'm gonna be straight. You know, I'll say this photo need to call back and apologize. I know she loves Joseph Parker, but for her to go on national radio to say that audio is temper wave, it shouldn't be truthful to the Liberian people. You know, we can try to justify or defend things in different way. Mr. Toh, if you can remember, I told you when Jeremiah was elected, I told you say Joseph Parker needed to buy a life insurance. And he said need to buy a life insurance. His kids need to put life insurance on. Because this is a deep plan Prince of Sinam Parker.
Okay.
You know, what's the we need to ask why he was saying in EQ. What he was saying in EQ, they need to interpret it to us so we can know what he was saying exactly.
Well, like I said, I will do that once I come across my 256 guild friend that I have. They will help me. But thank you, Ambrose.
Public radio can do that. Come on, because your system manager once was just from NIMBA County, and I think that's something that FPR can do. Will tell you waiting for your 250 Libanian friend.
Okay. All right. I will call on Mike. Of course, but he's not a guild man. But I will call on him to see if he can help me. Myself, I can speak little guild. You know, man. You know, that's about all that I know.
Yeah, but you know, what he was saying that he was laughing. That anybody still need to be interpreted. If it's a good deal, not all know say what he was saying is good. If it's a bad, you know, for somebody to let me say something and be laughing, and like the gentleman that just left the line, I don't want to criticize Joseph Parker because I can send him a picture of Joseph Parker in the hospital. I get a video. I get a
You mean recent trip? The one he came by and people dancing? You were in a hospital?
Yeah, I can send it. I will text it to you so I can help you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Let me go back to Thank you, my brother. Let me go back to Mr. George before I put a number up. Mr. George.
Yeah.
Day before yesterday, we were out here discussing Ambassador Waga's trip to Ghana. And I'm just paraphrasing you now. You were also arguing that he's a public figure, and people need to know, Liberians need to know where he's going and where he's coming from and what have you. And I simply say, none of your business. But now that you have seen, and on a very serious note, now that you have seen him coming back to Liberia, and knowing fully well now that he was never in a hospital, do you still believe that what they did was wrong? And then how do you now come back to make amends of what is happening currently?
But let me ask
Not
you.
Prince Johnson, but I mean his trip to Ghana.
But let me ask you. Is he now a public figure?
Because Mr. So is not here tonight. Yeah,
I'm
hold
asking
on now,
you.
because Mr.
You
So is
quoted me.
not
You
here
quoted me
tonight.
and
I
said
will
this.
answer you honestly and say yes, he is.
Okay. So, what was the press release that he was leaving to go and meet with ECOWAS leaders?
That was an error. That was an
Hey,
error
hey, no, no.
that was an error
Hey,
on the part of
Mr.
Unity
Tool,
Party.
Mr. Tool, don't do that. Don't do that.
Why not?
You cannot be. What are you speaking about the Unity Party? In what capacity you tell me that was an error?
I believe it was an error. I
Okay, but
believe. I'm not
don't
speaking
tell
for
me you
Unity
believe.
Party, but I believe it was
No,
an error.
don't tell me say you believe. Say you believe it, just keep it. Because you're not speaking about Unity Party. You are moderator. So how
He's
you tell me
getting
you
ready
don't
for
believe
me
it?
again tonight. Yeah.
No, I don't want to put you on the spot. How you tell me say you don't believe it and you're the moderator?
But being a moderator doesn't mean that I don't have a belief.
Okay, that is your opinion.
Should I now divorce my belief from the fact that I'm a moderator? No.
No. You cannot divorce your belief, but then you don't tell me say it is not. Because if you say so,
I
then
didn't say it is not. I said most likely. I'm saying that most likely there was an error.
Most likely there was an error. And what you say?
It's an error.
Okay. For me, it was not an error because they had not retracted it.
Okay, so if it is not an error,
Okay.
you believe that it was done on purpose.
When people make error, they come back, they retract, they say it was an error.
Okay.
That's how I know.
So so what do you make of it? Was it done on purpose?
I was laying my premise.
Okay, go ahead.
You want me to say that what I said the other day was a mistake? And
no, that's not what I said. I'm just trying to remind you. I'm trying to remind you of our past conversation. And so whether you have had a change of heart on this now, and you have a different tone you want to sing here tonight.
I will not sing a different tone. I don't have a change of heart. What I'm saying here is that I still stand by it. They chose to go down that route to hide everything he's doing. And now let me say this with something too. If this is how Joseph Boakai going to run the government, then Liberia is in serious problem. When you were going for that meeting in Ghana.
So you agree now that it's a meeting? You agree that it's a meeting? Well, no. You just made a statement. You didn't say if. You said when he was going for that meeting. So you agree now. I want to nail you down. So you agree now that it was a meeting.
You listen. I told you if that had Joseph Boakai going to run the government, then we are in serious trouble. Then I said, listen. I said when he was going for that meeting with Costa then.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that you know the party that you get jittering when people talking. You don't hear him.
Okay.
I said that when he was going to that meeting with Costa then, he did not care nobody from the party. He took his son with him, Jojo. This trip again, he took Jojo. The question now, what is the role Jojo playing? Because if this is what's going on, and it is going on now, what is going on. When he became president, Jojo now will be in the back to cross all the D's. Because if he going to meet ECOWAS leader, that's not private visit. He going as in his capacity as stand-up of the Unity Party. That is the title they gave him.
Are you a member of Unity Party?
I am not a member. But
so what really bothering you? The fact that he was going as Unity Party?
Listen, what bothered me is transparency. And we are
okay. I just want to bring that out of you. I just want you to make that statement.
I just answered the question, transparency.
Okay, fair point.
So if you are going to meet people on behalf of the party, why not take one of the party officials to executive with you?
Did they tell you that he was going to meet the people on behalf of it?
They probably did not. Let me ask you, how many persons did they probably name that he carried away for the Unity Party as official?
I don't know. I don't know for sure.
So I didn't see anything. So it means that he didn't carry anybody. Only his son Jojo. I saw. So I don't know what you're arguing on. But if that had to want to run the government, then of course it's the same thing that we're bashing Ellen Johnson for bringing her children on board during NOCA and things, because this is the same thing. But Jojo then that will be the people, the door that will be that you can pass through before you get to Joseph Boakai. That's how this corruption starts. And we have to call it as it is. You may not like it, Samson talk, but that's it. But
what my liking and not liking have to do with you? You just go ahead and make it.
I know you because you support Joseph Boakai. And that is the fact I'm saying.
But the fact that I am my ambassador Boakai does not negate me being here and try to block whatever you want to say. You say whatever you want. You don't have to tie around my neck.
I will tie around it because you defending him. You just said the statement was not true.
What statement?
You said it when I said it. You said no. You think it wasn't true.
I think you really want fight tonight, but so will soon be coming by.
The issue here now, let me go back. With all this thing going on, today he was coming, what he did. Then they now to go meet him. Perfect. He's a standard bearer. I don't have a problem with that. But when he leaving, don't make it as a secret. Just how he came in, you're welcome him. When he leaving, let the public be aware of what he going, because if he going on his private business, I got nothing to do with Joseph going on his private business. But when he leaving,
but when he's leaving,
oh,
and we
yes.
keep it secret, and he coming back and we start dancing, that we're one there that hating you now.
And it's not hurting me. But I'm saying that you should be transparent, because it's the same thing we're kicking against. We're calling George. We are not speaking to the Liberian people. And if Joseph Walker, this issue come, he don't comment on it, then what's the difference between Joseph Walker and George Weah? Then we might just leave George Weah. Okay?
Oh, there's a big difference. There's
No,
a big difference. Ambassador Walker,
there's no big difference, because Walker don't speak on critical issues. Most times he don't speak on critical issues. If he respond, it will take 3-4 days wait to respond. And this is the same thing we've been bashing George Weah for. And since the one I know that you try to make the moral equivalent. You were telling Keter, Prince Johnson, when Prince Johnson was then, he made some regular statement. So now he with Joseph Walker, he can make the same thing.
No. You can't. No. You see, this is where you do. You said you can't put one about if like you not that.
That's a question you are asking Keter.
No. I'm saying to him, I asking that question when he was with you guys. He made this statement. You didn't bother coming out to distance yourself or try to say that he's frightful or scary. But now that he's with just a back and he make now he's a buku man now, and that's the point that I was trying to make. I'm not trying to make moral equivalent on whatever statement. Okay. So let me put a number up so people can call.
On the note, and I'm saying, if the tape was adapted, as Terry said, if Prince Johnson he has to be, he can say that on him. That's it. If you said that on him, I can't force him to say
so
that
if Prince Johnson was to come on public social media and say that on me, will you believe him?
Oh, what do you want me to do? Well, the tape will be that the voice. If you say that my voice, okay. But all I'm saying to them, I want to see these interviews that they just cut and paste and put it together. Where were the interview all being conducted? People just went, took it and just put it there. Recently, what did you see Prince Johnson talking about how he worked 5 months to get Jeremiah come to this point? Where's that interview that they will take a clip from that and just put it there? Where did he say Henry Costa was pushed aside, Yomi Kanga was pushed aside? Where is that interview that he just took portion A and just put it together and put it other? Where is it? There's nowhere around. This man said the thing, but they are not deflecting that, oh, it was adapted, because that's the only thing they can go there was adapted. The other day the tape was adapted. This one now is adapted. So everything tape that come of Prince Johnson was adapted. Once in Joseph Walker camp, it's okay because Joseph Walker said that.
But let me ask you. Let me ask you that before I go back to Terry. As things stands now, if they were to have the election tonight, do you believe that Ambassador Barker going to win?
Mr. Tool, that would be very premature on my part.
Well, what did Mr. Judge? All you have to do, you don't want to answer it, that's fine. We can move on.
Don't tell me say you don't want to answer it. You said that you should not put war in my. Why you want to put war in my? You ask me a question. I choose how to answer. You gotta disagree. You leave it.
He up for a fight tonight. There's no way that I can. Folks, that's Mr. Emon George, the central right. And I have with me Mr. Emon George, the central right, and also Terry is here with me tonight. Mr. George is looking for a big time fight, but we're not going to.
It's just that we're all passionate, but we'll talk about Liberia because it's.
Yeah, I agree. So, I agree. But I ask you a simple question. If they were to have an election tonight, from all that you know, do you believe Ambassador Barker is going to win?
Then I will be insane to believe that to say that. When I
got you'll be insane.
Yes. When I have no numbers, I have no data, how can I come out to say that?
Okay. Let me go to Terry. Terry, let me come to you, then I'll come. Caller, just hold on. Let me go to Terry, and then after that, I'll come back to you. Go ahead, Terry. What do you make of the?
I like to be on the show with Mr. Papa George. He brings the energy. But yeah, to be honest, there's something Pa George said. Pa George, I know you love Mr. Cummings, but you also got to understand that there have been some intricacies in the camp of the ANC that Mr. Cummings himself refused to highlight to the public. He refused to tell us about it. Up to now, we don't even know what to think about what is going on with the ANC, especially in some shenanigans that went on there that I don't want to say on this live. Maybe
On
I will
what?
say
On
later.
what? Be specific. On what?
Well, there was money stolen. Up to now, we have not heard any investigation.
The $70,000?
Yeah, there were money stolen. We have not heard any investigation. And this is Mr. Cummings that want to control $700 million budget. But after the 70,000 was missing, there have been no exposure of nobody. There have been no.
I thought the driver was in jail.
You know, the driver, we heard the driver was loose from jail, and the government said the man didn't take the money. But there have been no statement from the camp of the ANC in regards to that. What can you say about that? But what I want to say is that Ambassador Boyka is a private citizen. He's a private citizen. That is the difference between he and President Weah. President Weah have been employed by the Liberian people. He is under obligation to us. He's supposed to be transparent to us because we pay him.
So you're saying, hold on, let me push back on you. So you're saying that the fact, even though Ambassador Boyka has not been employed, and therefore the transparency aspect of his life does not apply to him right now. Is that what you're saying?
No, that is not what I'm saying. On this specific issue, if Ambassador Boyka do not want to highlight that to the public, does not mean he's not transparent. We must also understand that the CDC-led government have been toting casket with Ambassador Boyka pictures on it. Could it be that Ambassador Boyka feel that his security is not guaranteed enough so that he has to travel without allowing people to know until when he leaves, then the Unity Party can come up with a statement because the man is not sure.
Legitimate point. Good point. I never thought of it like that. That's why I like to have you here. You're very smart. Yeah, that's exactly because of that. So perhaps he felt within himself, I don't want to travel in the day. I don't want people to know because these people, I'm not there yet. And then here they are carrying the casket with my picture around. I don't know what they have. A good point. Good point. Good point. I give you a point for that.
So Ambassador Boyka is telling you now, if you want to know about his whereabouts, throughout where he goes, what he do, and all that, give him power, employ him.
All right, Terry. Let me take these two callers. Okay, caller. Dodi, go ahead. Go ahead. You're the first, but make it brief. Somebody's other people behind you. No, the other one that I'm on Dodi. The other one that I'm on Dodi. The other one from Puerto Wayne. The other one from Puerto Wayne. Not Dodi. Go ahead, Dodi. Yeah, but you're from Dodi, not Dodi. Go ahead.
Samson.
Yeah.
Samson, no LSF tape. What Prince Johnson was saying, number one, he was saying it in White Place to Garrison Yellow. He and Garrison, he was talking directly to the people.
Okay, so do you speak Gyo? You understand Gyo?
I speak Gyo where I'm
okay, what was he saying? What was he saying in Gyo?
But can you give me a chance? Let me explain.
Dodi, I want to hear about it. What was he saying in Gyo? I'm anxious to know. What was he saying?
He was laying complaint. He was laying Garrison Yellow complaint to the people of White Plains.
Okay.
That's number one. And he said, in our country history, when our people were leading us, nobody ever threw a rat at them. And he was telling Garrison, I took your hand, you were nowhere, and would make you who you are today. What really do you want to prove to us? That's number one.
Okay.
Then when they went to Boss Play, he explained similar things, but in different narratives. He was telling the people of White Play that, okay, you say you don't like me. You say you hate me. You on the other side. Every poster you post carry my name, carry my picture. Then he left from there. He went to pay. He repeated his thinking. And there, Jeremiah Kuhn came out and said, 2017, people are saying, I talked to Honorable Boakai. I supported Honorable Boakai. He left from there, he went to law place.
Okay.
He repeated his thinking.
All right.
When he went to law place, so all of those things are just things that the
Okay. So you also believe the tape is doctored. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And let me conclude.
Yeah, please make it brief. Somebody on the other line waiting. Yeah, please.
In 2021, I came on this identical show. I said, and I'm quoting myself, that the Alexander Cummings you preaching about Alexander Cummings is not going nowhere. Where is Alexander Cummings today passing in Liberia, corners in Monrovia? You're gone. You're dead. So you should stop talking about Joseph Boakai. He did this, he did. And Joseph Boakai will be your president. You will be calling Mr. President as of January the 4th.
Thank you.
January the 4th or what?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, Mr. Paul, good evening. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Cho. Thank you for the opportunity. So, you see, the level of arrogance coming from the United Party is so annoying, right? First of all, the tip, how they say that he was talking about all the different instances that you're giving, talking about the different places that Mr. Johnson went to speak, how the Heracosta and Yobikanga name end up in the tip. They met two also the tip that Yobikanga was slated to be the VP. He worked almost 5 to 6 months to get us out of the way. So let us just start playing all these games talking about the tip was doctor, all that kind of stuff like that. My only disappointment is that the opposition is not using it to their advantage. Now, the other time I listened to your panelist, I think he called him Mr. Terry or something. I thought he was subjective, but now I know that he's a UP partisan, so I can understand exactly where he's coming from, right? You see, another thing is so flawed that it's not even funny. You're talking about people gravitating to Mr. Boakai based on what? Based on crowd politics? Everybody can bring crowds. Or we're talking about real people are doing real scientific polls. You think we're in this thing to just play fun? Because you call crowd, whatever. That's the point of running.
Okay. Yeah, hold on, please. Hold on. Let me merge.
Talking about people rolling to Mr. Boakai because of Jeremiah Kuhn. It's so disingenuous because Jeremiah Kuhn is so kept. Years ago, he supported the old man, and now 2023, he didn't think the old man was qualified to run the country. Now, the old man is qualified.
Okay.
So all the people that support Mr. Boakai, that's a disappointment right there because if we can all see this man, I've already, outlived his useful years, and you're still trying to bring this man us as a president. It's very disappointing.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, Mr. Paul, thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. Appreciate it. Okay. Next caller, Freema. Go ahead, you're next.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, you're next.
You can hear me? People talking on there, I can't hear you.
No, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you for the show. I really appreciate the show. I listen to you. But, you know what? There are people now, y'all have to be fair with the country. Because from us, it's still not in that. Because of the behavior you like people, you see something out there. And you are very all the ends that. Okay? That is sitting your talking, then I sitting on your shoulder. I'm going to have to be already. Because the people told cashier. So the paper was worried that when you not want to announce it. If you don't want the paper to announce it, then the paper must start running for the office. Because so long you're running for office, the people got a right to know where you're going 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Okay? The Liberia, you're not. Everybody has their fear. If they don't sit on paper and say, the
Okay.
So lot of people try to close that why he's open.
Okay,
They
let me.
come here and say, not Prince Johnson voice. We all know Prince Johnson voice. Nobody drum you. The men that can pay the liquor that he can drink it, so he can't kill you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
No, don't go. Let me ask you. Are you there?
Okay. Yeah.
You think if they were to have an election tonight, you think CDC is going to win outright?
Yes. CDC will win. Because they how they call it? The youth, they don't want to be honest. If you want something, be honest.
So if UP win, you will come on LeBron Public Radio to congratulate UP.
Of course, when they win, I will.
I said,
how they will win, sir? Well, how they will win, Mr. So? How they win? They will send it down. Send it, baby. I know. They're going to fall. I know why the bear running campaign. They can't even move. How in the middle of the campaign, then they say the paper going out of town. And that's it.
Okay.
In the middle of the campaign, they say the paper supposed to be running for Congress or something, or for this. Say he being there before the stamp there.
All right.
In the middle of the campaign, the paper leaving the library, we're supposed to know where he's going.
Okay.
And why he's going for.
Thank you, madam. You're always on here, LeBron Public Radio, expressing yourself, and we really, really do appreciate your continued involvement.
I love my country. Let me tell you this: I suffer in exile. For the next generation at Miami, I don't want them to go.
But if you suffer in exile, if you suffer in exile, then the best thing you can do is to support Ambassador Bakai because he will redeem you.
No, I will not support Baka. Okay? I will not support Baka. Baka said he was an all-car party. I don't want to deal with all-car. You know why we elected Joe Biden in this country? When Joe Biden was running, he said, Barack, we did this, we did that, we did this one, and I want to take it from there. And I want to say, but Baka does not want to come out and tell the Liberian people what he and heading do. He wouldn't want to tell the glory, but when it comes to the Bible, when they say, our own God. No, you need to come out and say, yes, this is what we did, and when we stop it, I want to take it from there. But you can't come out and tell us you are own God, and you don't want to, you are not doing nothing, but you just want to run the country. First of all, that old man, let's tell the truth. What happened? I love Omer Bwaka. But at the end of the day, he will not be the one that will run the country. That more Ali will run our country. Okay? He will not be the one that will run the country. That more Ali will run the country. That more Ali Mokan get our country. That never did DNA 3 times. The DNA project do 1 time. He did DNA 3 times. That more Ali Mokan get our country.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I didn't know we're gonna jump on more Ali DNA business. Okay, but thank you. Thank you, madam. We appreciate it. All right, let me go on to the next caller, and then we'll go back to the panel to wrap it up. Okay, caller, go ahead. 3549 number. Go ahead.
Hey, good evening. How you doing over there?
Thank you.
Good. I've been patiently listening to everybody. I just have few concerns. My concern here right now is, I think after the war in Nigeria, people have lost consciousness of the mind. If I listen to all the arguments on our podcast, the people that expect to make sense in Nigeria have lost that sense totally. Metaphors. Mr. Baka used metaphors in his explanation to most people.
You're far. I know you're making some good point. But you're too far away from your phone.
Oh, I'm using my earpiece because I'm at work.
Okay, but I just want, we can hear you, but your voice is very low, and because I can tell that you point you're making are very good, and I want people to hear. But go ahead, make your point anyway.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Like I was saying, Mr. Baka used 2 metaphors in Liberia that are driving people crazy, like they never went to school and they don't know what metaphors are. He used old car. He said, I quote, if you want to know the value of a car, of a race car, you have to pull it on the track. meaning you cannot buy a car and park it and know how fast it can run. That was a metaphor. Under the leadership of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, it was not used as a VP to act to produce results, meaning that car was fast. Doesn't mean that he was so old he couldn't work. Now, if I take that metaphor and bring it to the Unity or to the CDP practicing now, I will ask them whether Joel Howard Taylor is a brand new car that has no engine. Since it became vice president, we have never heard of the means they bought that car that has no engine, just a frame and package. That could be another metaphor. The second metaphor is about youth are still driving everybody crazy in that driving. We squander resources. As soon as they hear the word squander, they attributed it to finances, money. But Joseph Baka meant that we have a lot of opportunities under Unity Party that we could have done better than what we did, meaning we squander. If I take the time squander and use it in America right here, there are a lot of us who came to America. We are squandering our opportunities here. We're neither doing anything.
I one of
not
those.
going to school. We're just running our mouth back and running our mouth all the time we are here. We are squandering our time here. So when we talk the word squander, like when people will say, oh, they went to America, they got money, but they hid it.
Okay.
They're not money. That's
Okay.
time, effort.
Thank you.
Now I look at George Weah is working for us. We are Liberians. When we employ him and give him that job, it means that whenever and wherever he goes, we must know so that we can't pay him for nothing. That is why he is under the spotlight of our watch. But Joseph Baka, as a private citizen like any one of us, he can travel without telling anybody anything. He don't owe us no explanation for where he goes.
All right.
No way.
Okay.
When we elect him October, then we start counting on him to say, before you go, we must know because our money you use him.
Okay.
So those people that are talking about when he didn't tell them, I don't know why they want to ask him why he cooked to his
Beautiful
house.
analysis.
He didn't tell them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. We appreciate it. You'll be the last caller tonight. But thank you very much. Again, folks, Samson told Labron Pop Radio, having fun here this evening with Mr. George and Mr. Collins. Both of whom are giving me some real good input here on this program tonight. And I think many of us are enjoying them as well. And then we will now come to the point where we usually call it closing. And we'll start with Terry, and then Mr. George can close it. Terry, go ahead, give us your close. You're going to be with us again tomorrow, right?
I'm not sure, but I'll let you know if it's possible.
Okay.
I'll come.
All right. Because usually when I guess I did nothing. Yes, a thing here. Besides and when I say nothing liberals, that's besides the director. These nothing liberals and conservative, you can't count on them. Yeah, I can count on you, but the central right and the far right, I can't count on them. Go, I say, I'll count on. They run away because they don't like my liberal view. But when you push back and you allow the liberal to talk, but at the same time you push back on the liberal, which I agree. But the central right over there, Mr. George, not only does he push back on the liberal, but he tried to make the liberal to eat crow all the time. And yeah. But go ahead, give us your closing, Terry. Give us your closing.
Yeah, Pa George does a lot of great work. I admire him. He brings a lot of energy to the discourse. But however, I like the lady who said, she spoke from her natural viewpoint, which is good. That is what Liberians are supposed to do. They're supposed to speak up. But speaking up with facts and speaking up with the responsibility that come with the job are two different things. President Weah is employed by the Liberian people. Most of the time he travel, he don't inform us. He don't tell us where you going, what you doing with our money, and all of that. We got to string ourselves to find out what he really doing. But you telling us that Ambassador Boga, who have not been employed by the government, that he honor obligation to tell you where he going, knowing very well that many times we have heard a lot of clandestine movement going on in the country that threatens people, that threaten political leaders. You see people dying mysteriously all over the place without any proper justice. So if a political leader is trying to leave the country, he's a private citizen. In as much as, like, take for example, when President Weah was running for the
Senator.
presidency in 2017, when you used to travel, you used to tell anybody you ever knew where he went and where he went, when he goes and when he comes. You didn't know about it because he was a private citizen then. That is the responsibility that comes with someone who is a public figure. It's up to them to tell you all about what they're going to do. It's up to them to not tell you, because you must also understand that this man is contending for this very seat that President Weah is in. And President Weah control all the security apparatus. Take, for example, you saw the CCTV. If the CCTV can capture the man leaving the country, you expect Ambassador Boyka to tell you everything about what he's doing? I think if I was the security to Ambassador Boyka, I would tell him to not inform people about many things about what he's doing until he have already accomplished it. So I think Ambassador Boyka addressed the public today like the man I thought he would. Like the man I thought he would. So, that's what it is. I believe that the tip, we can all say, I never said that the tip was not Prince Johnson's voice. I said the tip was Prince Johnson's voice, but I believe that the tip was doctored, which also means that they took some part that they know that Prince Johnson have been saying in recent time, and they added it with some part that he said long ago, like what they did to previous tape, and joined it together. And most of the things Prince Johnson said in the past is all on social media. You can go and check it out for yourself. Another person who said that, I said that Jeremiah Kuhn, brought Jeremiah Kuhn the popularity and all of that. You and I know that Jeremiah Kuhn brought a boost to the entire campaign of JMB. It's clear. It's all over the place. You can see the momentum. The campaign in NIMBA County is all there. NIMBA County is a vote-rich county, carrying thousands of Liberians on their back. So if you want to win elections in Liberia, you cannot leave out NIMBA County. But thank you for having me. I enjoyed the time. Mr. Stowe again today was wonderful.
Thank you. Mr. Josh?
Yeah, let me make a clarity. This is me. Terry, you mentioned about 70,000 got missing. By that time, maybe you're not following this show. Mr. Stowe can attest that I one of those who can say Martin Kula should have been one of the prime suspects in that case, because it was in his case the money got missing at the time. So for me, it's not about individual. I see transparency, facts, that's what I go after. I spoke about it here. Claire, I say the ANC should have come to address the issue. I'm not one of those who back someone because I just back them. No. So that's one of my principles. And the man was Mr. Comey, the one that paid money to go to Freedom and arrested him and brought him back to Monrovia. They turned him over to the police. Police are not called the ANC say we're ready for prosecution. So that is the issue. I'm not one of those who come and just, because the man's a political leader, I cover the institution. No. If it is wrong, I call it's wrong. Secondly, you continue to talk about security. We have to be very careful here. Former Vice President Boyka, right now, he still has state security that he carries. He enjoys benefit from the government of Liberia.
They haven't paid you. They refuse to pay him.
I don't know about that one. So he got this benefit. Right now, security are assigned on the campaign. You see police on the campaign with all the political leaders. So they insinuate that because incidents have been happening, so when the vice president leaving the country or going somewhere, he's not supposed to inform the appropriate security apparatus. I think that's a little bit being stretched, because whether you like it or not, until the day God call him, the government of Liberia will still provide security for him. And every Liberian, the government is obligated to provide security for every Liberian. It's not by choice. The Constitution gave the president that mandate to provide security and protection for every Liberian. So let's establish that. Secondly, I don't want to go back to the tape issue. The Unity Party can spin it the way they want to spin it. It's up to them. But I'm saying that the proximity of Prince Johnson to Joseph Boakai, it worries me. Because knowing the character, he's unsanctioned. His son is not a VP to Joseph Boakai, and all these things. I'm looking at a broader picture. What will happen if they win the election? And the U.S. told us that we should not do business with people who are unsanctioned. Joseph Boakai today is doing business with Prince Johnson. So I don't know. So when we're speaking, not just for the people, but we should look outside of what these people mean to our partner. Will they be accepted? We don't know. Based on records, we don't know. But I just want to close on this note, and this is the same thing I said on the show again. Let me close on President Weah. Yet, President Weah now camping with Nathaniel Mange, who is on sanction. And when I said that the last time on the program, I said President Weah hand was in the cookie jar. Some liberal came and said, oh, you got proof, you got proof. Yeah, it's here. When he told he want to investigate, he never investigated Nathaniel. Yet today, now he might give it campaigning with Nathaniel Mange, who is on sanction. And the U.S. government is saying, don't do business with these people. George Weah, you can see that he's unpopular. To take Nathaniel Mange now, the man who is on sanction, to start campaigning with him. The Liberian people should say that and think twice. The hypothetical, if he wins the election, what happened? Suppose they say, no, we told you not to do business on Nathaniel Mange, but this is what happened. And Nathaniel Mange, he's been taken to court by the opposition and might give it that he's not resident of that country. But with President Weah now campaigning with him, what will the court do? Will the court rule against Nathaniel Mange when the president is campaigning with him? These are.
But if the court is, if we claim the court to be independent, then
that's why I want men like Alexander Cummings to become president. Will claim the court, because this is absolutely ridiculous on the part of the bank. Close on it. The last this man called twice, and y'all don't know whatever he talking about. Let me tell you something, Mr. Yandona. Let me face you. If Joseph Boakai became president, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose if Joseph Boakai became president, and he cannot stop me from going to Liberia.
All right.
I think about George Weah, I go to Liberia. So if Joseph Boakai become president, I have the right to go to Liberia. Or I do stay in my lane. I don't have to get in the way.
Okay. All right, Mr. Josh. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, let's do it again tomorrow. And Mr. So,
you liberal, come back here. I will be here waiting for you.
He can never get tired. He will not get tired.
Terry, have a good night, man.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Josh. Thank you very much. Good night. Again, folks, Samson to Labron Public Radio. Wonderful, wonderful show again tonight. We'll be back here again tomorrow. And hopefully, all things considered, Mr. So will be back here next week. We pray that he'll be here safely, traveling safely, be back home safely, and then he'll be able to carry on. Other than that, I would say thank you very much. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. I hope that the conversation tonight, whatever the audio is, that perhaps if it is true that those audio were truly the voice of Prince Johnson and what he described on there are truly his thinking, then I think we all need to let Mr. Johnson know that Liberia is bigger than NIMBA County. NIMBA have to be number one, and I appreciate him for pushing NIMBA being number one, but that we should also understand that Liberia comes above any other county. Again, I want to thank all of you. Let's do it again tomorrow night. Samson To, I'm saying good night to all of you. Good night, folks.
hey, mon amant. Hey, mon amant. Hey, mon amant. Ateito, ateito, ateito.